I'm really angry at Harry Potter right now. In my book, he's dead to me. He's a bastard, as they would say in the UK. He's a son of a hole, as they would say. A son of a witch hole. The reason why is because Harry Potter accidentally completely ruined my upload schedule. And when I say accidentally, I mean I literally could not stop reading the Harry Potter books. I don't know if you've ever read them, but oh my god, they're so good. I mean, I read them when I was a kid, but it's different like when you're an adult going back and reading a series that you haven't read since you were like 11. You know what I mean? It was so moving, the characters, the magic, Wingardium Leviosa, troll in the dungeon. I read the first book, it's so great. I'm thinking like this is such great inspiration for my videos. I want to have like world building and cool stuff in there. And I told my friends, my YouTuber friends, like, okay, I'm going to upload a video on Monday. I'm going to take this weekend off. I'm just going to read some Harry Potter. Get my mind right, you know? I start reading book 2. Monday comes and goes, okay? Now I'm reading about basilisks, okay? Basilisks slithering through the pipes of Hogwarts. Harry's older now. His rival, Draco Malfoy, is on the other Quidditch team. I'm completely immersed. I'm like, oh my god, what's going to happen? I told my friends I'm going to upload a video on Wednesday. I start reading the 3rd Harry Potter book. There's a basilisk. Gets killed by Harry. The end of book 3. End of book 2. The beginning of book 3, there's a criminal on the loose. My friends are like, what are you doing with your YouTube channel? You used to post 3 videos a day. You haven't posted in like all week. And normally that's like a fine upload schedule, but you're crazy. What's going on? And I'm saying, don't talk to me right now. I'm in Hogwarts. And I keep reading about Sirius Black, the escaped prisoner. The tone of the Harry Potter world is getting darker and darker. We're worried about Harry's life and his safety because it seems like he's on the Hogwarts grounds. There's Dementors that can suck out your soul and maybe a mystery about Harry's past. What's going to happen? Friday comes. I'm on book 4 now. Let's go. The Triwizard Tournament is going on. Harry's trying to prove his honor in contrast to the other freaking French people and Romanians. You think it wouldn't be a big competition for Harry, but it totally is. He's fighting for his life. He's learning about gillyweed from dog. He's doing all sorts of crazy shit. And then him and his friend Cedric go into a maze. A maze that's the last trial in the Triwizard Tournament. If they win, they'll get infinite villa for the rest of their life. And they go and they decide to grab the thing together, but then it's transported. Harry's transported, and Voldemort, the most evil villain in the world who murdered Harry's parents, is there. And he goes, kill despair. And he kills Cedric right in front of Harry's eyes. It's like, this is a kid's book? This is intense. And Harry barely manages to fight out, but it's too late. He tells Dumbledore. By the way, there's this guy named Dumbledore. He's like really important. I didn't talk about him. But he's like a powerful wizard. He's Harry's mentor. He's a good guy. Harry tells Dumbledore, Voldemort has returned. You think, oh my god, the wizards are going to go to war. My friends are like, dude, it's Friday. You only uploaded 1 video this week. What is wrong with you? And I'm like, the wizards are going to war. And then the next book starts. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. There's a new organization full of adults dedicated to fighting Voldemort, and Harry, Ron, and Hermione aren't allowed in the group. They have to sneak around and listen through doors to see what's going on. They go back to Hogwarts, and it's ruled by, well, it's not ruled by her yet, but it has this incredibly evil lady named Umbridge, who is convinced that Voldemort is not back. Harry's lying. And every time Harry tells the truth about what happened, she's like, no, you don't do that. And he gets punished. He has to scratch in his... Anyway. But you know who is back, and Harry's getting a terrible feeling. His godfather, Sirius, is cooped up in his house. My YouTube channel's views are completely dead, but I don't care because I'm reading about him entering the Ministry of Magic with his friends. People are like, are you working on a video? And I'm like, I'm working on a video, but I'm not, okay? I'm not. I'm reading about this emotional battle that Harry and the adults in the Order of the Phoenix have with Voldemort and his dark wizards. With Voldemort and his dark wizards. And Bellatrix Lestrange, one of Voldemort's minions, kills Sirius right in front of Harry. By the way, Sirius, I explained earlier. I am doing a terrible job. I thought it would be funnier if I did a bad job explaining this. Anyway, Sirius is Harry's godfather. And we thought he was a criminal, but actually he's a good guy. And he was set up. And it was really this guy named Peter Pettigrew who killed Harry's parents, or who set Harry's parents up. Anyway, we're on to book 6 now. My sanity is completely gone. You get to this point, okay, when you read the Harry Potter books where real life just doesn't do it for you anymore. You look around and you're basically depressed 24/7. You can't go like Wingardium Leviosa and like make things like you can't cast spells in real life. And so people are starting to get concerned for my well-being, okay? I'm not working. My friends are like, what's wrong with you? And I'm on book 6 and I don't even care. So, book 6, Umbridge was gotten rid of because she was horrible. Dumbledore's back in charge at Hogwarts. And when I'm reading book 6, which is my favorite Harry Potter book, where Harry is dealing with all sorts of things, I'll explain in a second. I'm connected to my inner child. You know, I had a friend who said that like creativity is all about inputs and input and output, and how you need to have like input in order to like have a good output, and that good output is this video. Anyway, the point of the matter is, okay, the Half-Blood Prince. Harry needs to take potions even though it's his worst subject. And he gets a book written by this guy named the Half-Blood Prince, who's a potions OG. Harry starts succeeding, just completely succeeding in potions. He's doing so well. Hermione's pissed because usually she's ahead, but not this time. Harry has got it going on with potions. Oh, and Ron is like dating some other girl, and Hermione's really mad. There's all sorts of like saucy drama between the characters of like, are Harry and Ron gonna get together? There's a different corner of YouTube than what we're on right now. But are Ron and Hermione ever gonna get together? It seems like he's really into this lavender brown chick. And you know what's funny about book 6 is it's my favorite book, but not a ton have. Oh wait, just kidding. Major spoiler. Click off the video if you haven't read the books or seen the movies. It's been like 30 years. Relax. Anyway, Harry and Dumbledore learned that Voldemort, the reason why he can't be killed is because he's divided pieces of his soul into 7 sections. And him and Dumbledore go and they go to find this thing called a Horcrux, which is a piece of Voldemort's soul. But actually, it's a fake. It's a fake by this guy named R.A.B. And they go back and they think they failed. But it's too late. Voldemort's soldiers, the Death Eaters, have attacked the castle. My friends are like, dude, do you even care about YouTube anymore? In a panic, I make an announcement that I'm going back to 3 videos a day, but the only thing that I want to do is figure out what happens next with Voldemort attacking the castle and the Death Eaters all around and what's going to happen. And Dumbledore frees... This must make no sense, but it's part of the fun of the video. Dumbledore freezes Harry with a charm, throws his cloak of invisibility over him. And then Draco Malfoy, Harry's arch rival from school, runs up and says, I'm supposed to kill you, to Dumbledore. And Dumbledore's like, why don't you just do it, bitch? But he can't do it. He can't do it because Draco, even though he's a bad person, still has a fragment of good inside him. But then Severus Snape, the evil potions master that Harry always suspected was a dark wizard, even though it turns out he was actually helping Harry for most of it, he turns bad and he kills Dumbledore. Harry's only mentor. Gone. At this point, the real world sucks, and the only thing that I want to do is find out how Harry's going to get out of this situation. Book 7 starts. I'm going to be honest, the first half of book 7 is like the biggest piece of dog shit in the entire series. They literally do nothing. All they do is travel around looking for Horcruxes and like bickering, and it's annoying. But then They destroy. I'm kind of forgetting what happens. I read this like 3 days ago. They find one of the Horcruxes. Oh, Dumbledore destroyed one of the Horcruxes, by the way. They find one of the Horcruxes. They destroy it. My YouTube career is destroyed. All the momentum that I had, gone. Do I care? No. I'm in Harry Potter world. Anyway, the point of the matter is, they destroy some of the Horcruxes, and they learn that one of the Horcruxes, the pieces of Voldemort's soul, is in Gringotts, which is like this massive wizard bank, and it's guarded by a dragon. Do they care? No. They're going to disguise themselves as goblins, go into the bank of Gringotts, steal the Horcrux, and steal the dragon too, and set the dragon free. It's an awesome sequence. You might think that that book of 7 is complete shit, but it's not. It's amazing. It's amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, the point of the matter is, they steal the Horcrux, they get rid of it, and then they learn that the pieces of the Horcrux that are left, where are they? They're at Hogwarts. And they learn about this thing called the Deathly Hallows. I'll explain later. But Voldemort's looking for a wand that can beat Harry, because they've dueled before, but their wands are like incompatible. He's looking for this thing called the Elder Wand, which is like one of the Deathly Hallows. It's not really that important. Anyway, the point of the matter is, they go back to Hogwarts, and they find Dumbledore's brother. Oh yeah, by the way, Harry has doubts that Dumbledore is a good guy at this point. It's kind of confusing. It's weird. I can describe the other books better than this. It doesn't matter. Point of the matter is, they go back to Hogwarts, and it's being ruled by Death Eaters because Voldemort took over the government. Sorry, I glazed over that, but it's a school for dark wizards now. And they need to get this Horcrux, and they find it because it's in the Room of Requirement, which is like this big... Why am I doing a bad job? Okay, basically, they go into Hogwarts, they find the Horcruxes, they get rid of them, but then there's one that's like this massive snake that Voldemort has. And they have to kill that, but then it's revealed that actually Harry is a Horcrux. Harry has a piece of Voldemort's soul inside him, and so if they ever want to kill Voldemort, he has to die. And his friends are like, no. And his little girlfriend is like, no. But he has to do it. So he goes. The Death Eaters have arrived at Hogwarts. They start just messing shit up, but the students are fighting back. The Order of the Phoenix is there. People are getting killed left and right. Harry listens to a message from Voldemort. It says, if you want the fighting to end, come down. And Harry knows that he has to die. So, 17 years old, he walks into the Forbidden Forest to face off against Voldemort. I don't even care about YouTube at this point. The only thing that I care about is, how is this situation going to resolve? And Voldemort kills Harry. But Harry doesn't die. He goes to a mystical, ethereal place, and Dumbledore is waiting for him. And Harry and Harry learns that Dumbledore is dead, but he's proud of him. He says, Harry, you wonderful boy, you brave, brave man, you did it. And now the only Horcrux left is this massive snake that Voldemort has. We'll get to that later. And Harry and Dumbledore have a little chat, and they learn that while Voldemort is out here trying to become the best wizard in the world, he doesn't get the most important thing in life, which is love. Voldemort, even though he's so powerful, he's never loved anybody, and that's why Harry's going to beat him. See, Harry was saved by his mother's love for him, and his mother's love for him is what brings him back from the dead. He says, see you later, Dumbledore, you're actually going to die. I'm going to go and fight Voldemort now. Comes back from the dead like a gangster. And then, like, to be even more gangster, even though he comes back from the dead, he's like, I'm going to pretend to be dead a little longer. And so he goes, and he pretends to be dead, and Hagrid's carrying him, crying. Ron and Hermione are crying. Everyone's like, oh my god, Harry's dead, but he's just pretending to be dead. Okay. And then Neville Longbottom kills the snake, the final Horcrux. Voldemort screams out in pain, but he's still alive. He's still got one life. And he thinks Harry's dead. It's all good. He's like, I'm going to kill you all and I'll go back to messing shit up. But then Harry puts on his invisibility cloak, runs around the battle a little bit, and then takes off his invisibility cloak. And he's like, I'm going to fight you, Voldemort. All these years of training that I've completely butchered the explanation of have led to this moment. Harry casts a spell. Voldemort casts a spell. Harry's just trying to disarm Voldemort with a spell. Voldemort shooting to kill with the killing curse. And you think, the movie does this better than the book, you think that Voldemort's going to win at first, that the spell is going towards him. But then Harry's spell pushes back and the killing curse goes into Voldemort. Voldemort dies. My channel's views also die because I am so invested in Harry Potter. Anyway, Voldemort is dead. The world is saved. Harry can finally hook up with Ron's sister. I didn't really explain that, but he's into Ron's sister. Anyway, 19 years later. Is that confusing for you? It was confusing for me. And 19 years later, Harry, Ron, and Hermione are dropping their kids off at the Hogwarts Express. Every time I take a dump, I say it's dropping my kids off at the Hogwarts Express. And it doesn't matter. They drop their kids off. Harry's son is nervous. He's like, I don't want to be placed in Slytherin. I want to be a Gryffindor. I didn't really explain, but they're in a house called Gryffindor. It's kind of important. Anyway. And Harry comforts his son. He says, you know, the bravest man I ever knew. Oh, by the way, Snape wasn't evil. I didn't explain that. Snape was actually working for Dumbledore the whole time, and Dumbledore was going to die, so he killed Dumbledore to kind of help things along and save Harry in the end. He helped them out when they were looking for Horcruxes. Anyway, he tells his son, you know, the bravest man I ever knew was a Slytherin. And also the Sorting Hat takes your choice into account, so you don't need to be a fucking Slytherin. Am I right, mate? Anyway, the story ends. I wake up from a stupor and I realize I posted one video on my channel in 2 weeks. And I'm like, what has even happened? I started reading these books in order to get some inspiration, but then go back to making YouTube videos. But instead, I have literally destroyed my channel. And for what? Well, maybe I destroyed it. I didn't really destroy it. You guys are still watching. But anyway, maybe I destroyed it for a connection to the person I was when I first read those books. When I first entered the wizarding world through platform 9 3/4 again. I know I'm sounding like a fucking millennial. I don't know how to describe it if I'm not, okay? And I remembered why I do all this. Because J.K. Rowling actually had, in real life, a similar life to, me when I was reading Harry Potter, where, her life kind of sucked. And it was writing Harry Potter was an escape for her. She was a single mom. She had no money. She was worried, stressing about her finances and how am I going to take care of my daughter. But then she could just write for a few hours and be in the world of Hogwarts, and it wasn't so bad. And I kind of think that I missed that as far as the videos on my channel. I was thinking about them in terms of how many views or subscribers can I get, but really what I want the videos on this channel to be is to give you that escape if your world sucks or whatever, and just have fun with me, you know? And maybe I can have a little of that fun that she had too when she was writing the books. So that was a terrible explanation. You shouldn't subscribe to this channel, but I love you. Thank you for watching. Bye.